Now in Westcountry, the harsh life and language of Dartmoor Prison is graphically revealed on the moor.
Nothing heard, Bravo. Come in, Delta. Receive, Delta.
Okay. Apparently, according to some inmates, there's bones and bodies, and we hang them and do all sorts of things down here. Which, obviously, is an untruth, because it doesn't happen. In fact, they never actually hung anybody at Dartmoor. They used to have a whipping post down here in the early days, but we no longer do that. The main aim of the segregation unit is exactly what it says, is to segregate inmates from others, either for their own protection or the protection of other inmates. The top landings are mainly used by what we call the Rule 43, or the vulnerable prisoners. On one side, we have a special unit for what we call inadequate inmates who find it difficult to cope on the main. Akbar, this is Mr. March speaking. Now, I didn't expect you to come out with that sort of torrent of abuse.
Yeah?
All right?
It's the fucking truth, innit?
Well, whose fault is it that you're down here?
Yeah, and whose fault is it the fucking cell's dirty? Filthy, you know?
Well, what I'm saying is...
Human being to live in. Whose fault's that?
What I'm saying is, if you don't act like a human being, you can't expect to be treated like one.
Oh, all right, so you want us to act like an animal then, yeah?
Well, I don't want you to do anything. What I want you to do is keep quiet.
Yeah?
Otherwise, we can take you to a place where you'll make a lot of noise and nobody will hear you. And you'll be in some sort of pain. Well, probably not. Nothing seems to bother you.
You do what you gotta do, yeah? Because fucking your bollocks intimidation don't bother me one fucking bit of shit. You understand?
It's just like a one big toilet, you know what I mean, for me, as far as I'm concerned. You know? All it seems to me is like the officers are trying to like intimidate you, yeah? Try and provoke you into some sort of like violence. You know what I mean? But you've got to be like strong, like-minded, you know what I mean? Where I've done a lot of time, you know, like confinement don't really bother me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it won't like discipline me in any other way. It just makes me feel a lot more bitter towards them. Because somehow they seem to think all this treatment here is like punishing me, which it ain't. Do you know what I mean? I've had worse, I've grown up worse, you know what I'm saying? Situations like this, you know what I'm saying? Like you trying to tell them people that.
No, sorry, I didn't hear that. Did you hear that, Mr. Jones?
Not at all. No,
didn't quite catch that. I assure my parents are both alive and well. I will leave him anyway. He's been encouraged by standing by his door. He seems a bit irate because he reckons it's not fit for an animal to be in. Well, I just informed him if he acts like one. If he carries on making that noise when the staff come back, it's because he's then disrupting, if you like, the rest of the wing. We'll move him to what we call the box down there, and we'll keep him in there for a while till he quietens down. Move professionally, of course, with the least minimum of force or pain. A lot of coloured people who come down here who've been, if you like, put on report, and they always seem to straight away use the racial thing before anything else. You know, that's the first thing that comes out, that we're all racist and we all, you know, we only nick them or put them in trouble because they're coloured, which is totally untrue, really. I mean, as far as we're concerned, you know, we get Chinese in here, we've got 2 Colombians in here, we've got, in fact, one time we've got 6 Chinese, we've got Pakistanis, we've got Indians. You know, they seem to take this straight away down here, it's the West Indians, that we're all colour prejudiced.
Your main job, all right, cleaning on the landing, all right, but you're also serving meals. Right. So you've got to make sure that when you're serving mealtime, you've got gloves on.
White coat.
All right, white coat, right. All right. 10:30 every morning, we have adjudications. You must remember that when adjudications are on, you've got to be behind your door. So all cleaning ceases, all right? If ever we have an alarm bell, there's a blue light over there will go off. Okay. When you see the blue light, then you've got to go behind your door. Right. Okay? Yes. Right. One of your cleaning duties is on here. Right. We've got to keep these sinks clean. Yes. You've got detergent, you mix the detergent up from the main bottle that's in your cleaning store. Keep these sinks clean. And these urinals, you can see already that somebody's putting tea bags into the urinals.
Stand up. Face the back wall.
The governor received.
What's all this about then? I don't exactly know what happened. All I know is I'm suffering from, like, you know, concussion at the moment.
Some sort of punch-up, wasn't it, on the landing?
No, I slipped when I was in the shower, right? But the thing about it, not when I was in the shower, I was just about to have a shower. Because I've just woken up, I'm not quite sure what actually happened, right? But the thing is, I wanted to talk to either you or someone else as soon as possible as I can. Not in these sort of circumstances. Because I've just got up at the moment and I'm a bit concussed.
I'll come back again and talk to you, okay?
You know, you don't hate my guts.
I don't even know you.
No, not that. Not you personally, but I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know what's been happening. What's been going on and what's happening right now.
You sit down here, but as soon as the staff are convinced that you calm down and you're not doing anything silly, then you get transferred back to a normal cell, which I hope will be sometime this afternoon if you...
Yeah.
All right? I'll see you again. Okay.
Yes.
His eyes look a little... I think he's on something. Yeah, it could be. His eyes are a bit scary. Whether he's had something or not, we won't know. I'll see him tomorrow anyway. Been a bit busy today, then. Think you calmed down this afternoon? Rather odd story anyway, isn't it? Not quite my understanding of what happened.
Yeah.
Slipped in the shower. I think we've heard that before.
Did I hear you turn the tap on during the service?
Not me as well.
Who turned the tap on? Somebody turned the tap on during the service, I heard it.
I am definitely going to get that fixed next week.
Yes, because, yes.
That's been...
Did you hear about it?
No, I didn't hear it.
Didn't you? Oh.
But Isabel's got...
I've got very...
Excellent.
Yes. When it comes to, you know, anybody messing up during the service...
It was just cleaning a spoob, it was.
Yes, somebody turned it on and the noise, and I heard it, yes, and I thought, oh, well, there we are. Anyway, I'm very pleased that I think it went off tremendously well. I'm off now to go down and to see Mustafa, go and see how he is.
Walk MX 1240.
Okay, Paul, sit yourself down, gentlemen. Okay, Paul, you're charged under Rule 47, paragraph 19, disobeys any lawful order. At 4:05 yesterday afternoon in the visits room, you disobeyed an order to hand over a small package that you had in your hand. You understand the charge?
Yep.
Is there any additional help you'd like at this hearing?
No.
Will you be calling any witnesses at all?
No.
And do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay, listen to the evidence then, please, which the scene officer will read out.
At 16:05 hours on the 11th of May 95 in the visits room, I saw Bork with a small package in his right hand. It seemed to be wrapped up in cling film. I ordered him to give me the package he had in his hand. He did not do so, but turned away from me. I then tried to grab hold of his hand. He passed it to his male visitor. I lost view of the package at this point. I then placed Bork on report. That is the end of the evidence, sir.
Okay, thanks very much. What was in the package?
I don't know.
This was a package that you had to be handed out, so you must have known what was in it.
I don't know what was in it.
You mean you don't know? You're not going to tell me?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
So why was it that you didn't want to hand this package over to staff, just to tell them what was in it?
Oh, I don't know.
Do I therefore assume that there was something in it that you didn't want staff to know about? Is that fair?
I don't know.
Okay, you pleaded guilty and I find you guilty as charged. Anything you want to say on mitigation?
No.
Have we got a behaviour report, please, Mr. Counsellor?
Yes, the wing staff do say that Bork arrived at Dartmoor in March. Since his arrival, this prisoner has kept a pretty low profile. Wing staff report that he's polite and not normally a control problem.
Okay, well, I don't know what was in that pass. I wasn't there at the time, but obviously there was something in it that you didn't want staff to see. I find it most odd. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get hold of it. On that basis, therefore, it'll be 10 days loss of remission. There you go. Thank you.
Those buckets are all the spare ones that have been left from others who have vacated E-Wing. All right?
Make sure they're clean enough.
Make sure they're clean enough, ready to go back into another cell when they become occupied. All right? The toilet in there, make sure that that's clean, and that they've always got toilet roll ready for use, because otherwise they're going to be screaming for it.
Hello, Christopher. How are you this morning? Okay. Good. Come on into the office. So how are things? How have things been?
Same as normal.
Same.
You're still getting a lot of aggravation off the screws and a lot of just problems in general.
Why do you think? Why do you think they're doing this to you?
Why do I think they're doing this?
Why do you think they're doing this to you?
They tried to pull a fast one by sending me to Albany, as you know.
Yeah, well,
and it
yes.
didn't come off. They said there was a rehab there. I get there. There's no rehab. There's a drug-free wing on a wing I can't go on. They put me on closed visits. So I've got a half-inch plate glass window between me and my wife. That idiot Lawrence, who's the number one, he is an idiot because he comes in.
No, I don't think you ought to say that. I mean, all you have to say is that you disagree with him, you know.
No, he turned round, right, and he said, drug smuggling. I said, well, okay, what evidence have you got? He said, we've received evidence. I've said, well, you're not allowed to convict people without letting them know what you're saying about them.
Yeah,
right?
I understand.
That is the law, right?
Yes.
The law states that you can't do that. And they wouldn't let me actually know why. All he said was, we think your wife's bringing you drugs, right? Now,
was there any time? Can I be honest?
Yes, I was robbing places,
but can I be honest? Can
I
be honest with you? Have you ever asked your wife to bring drugs in
No.
at any time? Never, ever.
Never. I don't need to. Why should I? I mean, the Judge Schumann has turned around and said drugs are rampant in prisons.
Well, we know that, yes.
Right?
Yes, they are.
I happen to know a few people in prison. I've been in 5 years.
The worst thing we can do, if you like, if we have somebody down here continuously, is it means that somewhere along the line we've failed to get through to them. That scream you just heard was probably for our benefit. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Mr. Jones, who was doing that screaming then? Sorry? Priest. Oh yeah, I thought so. Yeah, he's doing that for everybody's benefit at the moment. These are the special cells down here. We have 3 of these, and these are mainly used for inmates who cause a nuisance down here. If they're removed from normal location because they've been fighting or causing problems, we move them in here. They're pretty soundproof, and when they come in here, everything's taken off them, the clothes and everything, and they're just left with a blanket, and they cannot harm themselves or harm anybody else. Right. We have one door outside, which reduces the noise, and then obviously a slightly bigger glass so we can observe them because they may be hiding around the corner. It's pretty sparse, there's not much in there. All they have is somewhere to sit, a bed, and we would put a bucket and some water in here. And a lot of the inmates that come in here do a dirty protest. In other words, they crap everywhere, put it all over themselves, all over the wall. This usually maybe could carry a couple of days, maybe only once. But the one thing we do insist is that the cell is cleaned out by them. If that's not possible for some reason, then what we normally do is get special clothing and the staff do it and they get extra money for it. But basically we like the inmates to do it themselves. I suppose, if you like, this is about the worst place you can end up on as an inmate is in the box. After that, you can only go up the ladder. But everybody placed in these cells is watched 15 minutes all through the day. They're slopped out in the morning, they're given breakfast, they're allowed exercise if the weather's, shall we say, not too inclement. But basically, apart from exercise and feeding and slopping out, they're kept virtually in solitary for 24 hours.
What you've got to remember, all right, whilst you're on cleaning job down here, don't associate with the other inmates down here. They're on voluntary 43 punishment. Some of them are on good order and discipline. Don't let them intimidate you into passing drugs,
I do smoke.
smokes. Keep yourself away from them and you won't have any trouble.
Right,
Your predecessor lost his job for doing exactly that thing, passing tobacco.
Okay.
Okay?
Fair enough.
Happy with all the job?
I'm old enough to know what you're talking.
That's
saying.
it. Old enough and wise enough.
Well, I hope so. I was going to say that.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
I'll leave you now. You can carry on in this cell, get that all sorted out. And 4:20, we're going to go up for the tea.
Yeah.
Cabbage?
Looks good today, good.
More?
Are you right? Yeah.
Just a bit.
Oil eats. Only your hands are in it.
Want extra part of the cash, sir?
Liver and onions, omelette or meat pie?
Oh, God, this is... I'm glad they're filming today's dinner, then. Hey?
Gravy?
Another 5-course meal. Spoiled. Totally spoiled.
I think he's wanting to go to one of those centres where it is just drug related.
All he's doing at the moment is getting everyone dancing around on his behalf.
We're all
Right?
dancing around on
And
his behalf and doing
I'm sorry,
everything.
but he's just got to take his turn in the queue.
That's right. He has said that
He
what
asked to
worries
go
me,
to Albany. He got there. 2 hours later, he went
and he was
Rule
back.
43.
Yes,
Back he came.
yes.
And
Because
this was after a lot of people went to a lot of trouble,
Yes.
Pete Lakes and operations, moving him,
Yes.
to get him there.
Why'd they send you back then?
Because it was, there isn't a drug rehabilitation centre at Albany.
No, I know that. I don't think we ever.
It's only a landing.
I don't think we ever claimed there was. Yeah, there is a landing there that
Yeah,
deals
but
with
it's on
that.
the main.
It's on the main.
Yeah.
You're not a suitable person to be off VPU then.
No, I'm not. I'm not, Gov, because I mean, at the end of the day, I don't mind going to somewhere like Brendan,
Right.
right, or the Scrubs Annex, but I'm not about to put myself up to go on a normal location.
So drugs is the problem.
Yeah, well, I've admitted that, Gov, and I've asked for help.
Hmm.
I mean, as you know,
Right.
I mean, I've had a lot of problems with that. It's nearly ripped my relationship with my wife to pieces.
Have you spoken to Mr. Lake when he came round this morning?
He was.
Don't quite know where we're.
rather a hurry.
I don't know where we've got a VPU which deals with drug treatment. We'll have to look into that.
Well,
I'll have a word with
the
the
only places I know
doctor.
of that you can go to is Brendan. And
What are you, category B or C?
I'm B.
Yeah. Have you applied for Grendon at all?
No, I haven't.
You need to make an application then to see the senior medical officer,
I
director of
did ask
healthcare.
I did ask to see her when I come in yesterday.
Right. Well, if she gets to see you in the next few days, she will decide whether or not she'll put you up
And
for Grendon.
also,
That's probably your
I
best
mean,
bet.
As you understand, I've been shipped around, left, right and centre.
Yes, so I see. I don't know why they didn't hang on to you in their VPU for a bit.
But they said that they didn't want me.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Now, I've got absolutely nothing. I've been 2 weeks on the move, right?
Yeah, right. So what is it you're lacking?
I'm lacking tobacco, sugar, coffee, all the essentials.
What day is canteen, Mr. Crook?
It's Tuesday, but I haven't been paid for over a week, Gov.
Right, well, we'll have to sort out your wages. I don't think there's much we can do about that for the time being, but we'll certainly see you get paid on Tuesday if your money's here. Meanwhile, we'll check and see.
I get some private cash spends and nothing, Gov, because I've got nothing. I've got
Well,
no power. I'm sitting here, I'm basically on CC. I've got no tobacco, no power in my radio. After 3 minutes, it runs down. I've got no coffee.
Well, of course, these other prisons should have made some efforts to ensure that you got access to canteen, but they don't seem to have done their job properly, do they?
No, but
We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do for next week, okay? Sure. I think I've seen most of these. Nobody in the box now, right? Anything particular you'd like to raise? Did you see Mr. Lake this morning when he came round?
Yeah.
Did you ask him? Because I did suggest he makes...
He said this so-called SO would give me a slip of paper explaining when I was in jail.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we will get you a repeat copy of that. I think Mr. Lake was organising that yesterday, but I think we said you were here because we reckon you were up to subversive activities on the wing. Up to no good. I mean, we've been through that several times, haven't we, when we've spoken?
Up to no good about what?
Well, into some of the rackets, I think, some of the fiddles, leaning on people, a bit of bullying, you know.
What kind of racket? What bit of bullying who?
It's suggested. I haven't got the names with me. If I had them, I wouldn't give them to you anyway, would I, obviously? Yeah. But what we're going to do is shift you out. That's fair on you and fair on us, and we'll make those arrangements soon. I'll remind Mr. Lake, OK?
So when is this...
I don't know. We wait until some other prison want to do a swap, and then we say, we'll take your guy, will you take ours? Give him a new start.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at what prisons you've been to already, obviously.
Yeah.
You've been around a few, haven't you? Started out in London, didn't you? You've been on the island?
Have I been on the island? Yeah, I have.
We'll have to look at what we can do. I'll speak to Mr. Lake later on, OK? Cheerio.
Anthony, Governor?
Everything all right?
Yeah.
OK, fine.
Maddock, Governor.
Right, Maddock? Good. Cheerio.
All stations, anybody knowing the whereabouts of the chaplain, will they ask him to ring 209? Odie standing by. Recommencing net test call, come in, Echo. Received Echo, come in, Foxtrot. Good signal, Foxtrot.
A special report from ITN follows after the break.
Isn't it funny how at Easter everyone decides to pop round for lunch? And all the kids want to eat is chocolate. That's why Asda promise everything for Easter and all at permanently low prices. Like our fruitiest ever hot cross buns at the same price as last year. Stacks of irresistible Easter eggs from 99p. 40 different cuddly toys. And faster to cook, easy to carve turkey crowns. Our best value Easter shop at permanently low prices forever. That's Asda price.
New Honey Nut Shredded Wheat. Golden honey and toasted nuts on light, crunchy little shredded wheat bites. The combination is more than delicious. They're Moorish. In fact, they're so Moorish that once you open a box, you'll soon find an open box is an empty box. With new Honey Nut Shredded Wheat.
I'm being held by an invisible force.
New formula L'Oreal Elnet.
This is no ordinary hairspray. For me, Elnet is the finest spray you can find. Here comes the science.
Elnet's unique microdiffuser sprays microfine.
I can hardly see it or feel it, but I know it's there, controlling my hair, until I brush it through. Trust your hair to an invisible force.
New formula L'Oreal Elnet.
Because I'm worth it.
She'll never fancy you in that.
She'll never fancy you in that. They're a bit well done.
Oh, well done.
Hi. Hi.
Anne. Lorraine.
Now there's a new way to enjoy chicken. Bird's Eye Chicken Char Grills. Prepared with succulent chicken breast for an authentic smoky char grill taste.
Great minds think alike, eh, son?
Like father, like son.
New Bird's Eye Chicken Char Grills. Another thing you'll agree on.
One way off of this planet, baby. And that's through me.
Own it on video now.
What's your idea of the model railway?
One with carriages where mobile phones are banned.
One where I can play and make as much noise as I like.
One with the kind of first-class service I get from an airline.
And one that gives me a helping hand.
Great Western. We're building the model railway.
Now on Westcountry, in a change of programme, it's over to ITN.
Good evening. Northern Ireland is holding its breath tonight. In 15 minutes' time, the deadline for agreeing a peace plan for the province runs out. The cliffhanger is continuing to the last minute. We're on the air with a special ITN programme to bring you up to date with